What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy NextGen720, and I am back with another video. Sorry, I haven't put up a video in a few days. I've been running around with this real thing called life. Um, yeah, I've been having a lot of busy as hell, man. I got videos that I have yet to upload. Sometimes I just do videos. Like I said, and the problem is they're longer than 15 minutes. I got a lot of funny shit that I've recorded. And of course, I have a flag on my channel, which comes off this month. It's today, February the 1st. I don't know if they're going to release the flag, take off the flag February 1st, or do I have to wait till February 12th? I don't know. Um, I bought another 4K television. Don't ask me why. I just bought another 4K television in November. I bought one. But I was in Best Buy going to buy this album here. Like I said, I'm an old school. I like to buy CDs and shit. Like I'm old school. I picked up a few albums. Jada Kiss, top five that are alive. Kevin Gates. Oh, I'm a big fan of Kevin Gates. And they had a lot of their 4K televisions on sale because the new ones are coming out this year. It was a Sony set. It was originally 1,500, close to 1,600 bucks. It was on sale for 99.99, 55 inch. Why I bought it, my wife cursed me the fuck out. I don't even know. I don't know. I was thinking maybe I might because my daughter may be going away to school next year. You know what I mean? So if she does go away to school, because she's in my, I gave her I had the basement finished. I'm going to take over the basement, and I'm gonna have something added on to the house, like another little attachment. I have a lot of space, and I can put up a wall there, a little room for her. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but if I do that, I'm gonna put like, I don't even maybe just two televisions downstairs and like my little boom boom. I don't know, but I haven't even opened it up. It's still right there on the front porch. Crazy as hell. Uh, yeah, Ray. I'm what you call it, a very impulsive buyer. Like I don't know what the hell, man. I don't know, but I like Sony makes great television. I will give them that. I love their 4K televisions. That I do. Um, anyway, a couple articles came out. So shout out to everybody on Twitter. When I say Twitter is fucking entertainment at its fullest, I don't know. Bond got it's about 5 or 6 guys going at Bond on Twitter. Listen, I'm not even. I got Bond blocked on Twitter, but so I can't see what he responds back to them. But I guess Bond was offering to fight one of those guys. He said, "Oh, you want to fight me?" And he found out some old audio, but you ran out of the fight on Next Gen or some crazy shit. But them same guys and found Bond address and got the way he works and like talking about sending shit to his job. Like man, these motherfuckers is crazy, man. You can be careful who you fuck with on the internet, man. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I stay to myself. I don't really fuck with many people. I just do me. You know what I mean? I fuck with more of my subscribers. I don't really fuck with too many YouTubers, man. Motherfuckers, believe it or not, it don't be the subscribers that be weird. It'll be the motherfucking YouTubers. A lot of them motherfuckers is weird. You know what I mean? Not saying everybody. Like I said, I have a very small bunch that I fuck with, you know what I mean? And, but like I said, the problem with me is I don't have a middle. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I don't, you know what I mean? I don't believe in internet, cheat people this. Nah, I'm not like that. And that's what has bitten me in the ass for over the years. That's why I have a very small circles that I fuck with. You more catch me fucking with my subscribers. You see me hanging out with a bunch of YouTubers. Now, I have anything against any other YouTubers? I don't. I just don't stay out and I'm being them Skype calls. I just be me. I hop on a Skype call with some subscribers of mine before I've been, and I just don't do the backbite and shit. Just not for me. But anyway, a couple articles have came out. It says finally we can compare the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One sales. It says Microsoft stopped reporting Xbox One hardware sales recently, suggesting that its monthly active user metric is more important than its flagship format install base. Fortunately, an EA investor report and a bit of math has enabled us to, for the first time in a long while, see how the Redmond's firm boxes are performing in comparison to the PlayStation 4. Now I know what you're thinking. So this this is a fanboy view. Except we reckon that it's pretty interesting seeing how each system is faring, and we're not casting any basically. But let's get out to the juice part. So it says here. So according to an EA estimation, there were approximately 55 million new gen consoles in people's home by the end of 2015, and we already know that as of the 3rd of January, PlayStation 4 accounted for 35.9 million of those, which means that the Xbox One is likely somewhere in the region of 19 million sold. Not too shabby of a figure. Um, the only problem I have with this right here, and I'm going to be clear, um, and not to say any names, but I've heard from someone within the know that Microsoft has shipped over. They didn't give me an exact number, but it's over 20 million. When that whole thing came out about there's only 18 million, whatever. Man, that was just last month. They were saying it was 18 million. Now this month they said it's 19 million. Um, as last month, I'm not going to say any names, of course, but somebody within the loop, somebody within the know said that Microsoft has shipped well over 20 million units. Um, but the problem I have with this estimation here is um, that 35 point, let's just say 36 million units that Sony reported, those are shipped also, and they're saying that there are 55 million next generation consoles inside homes, that which really doesn't make sense. Both Microsoft and Sony go on ship numbers, not they only get. I tell you guys this over and over again. People for whatever reason like to say, "Oh, the Microsoft." No, they're all Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo sell their consoles to retail. Now, if they're saying that there are 55 million next generation consoles inside homes, then how many were shipped? You know what I mean? Like then how many was shipped? I don't know what. Like, I'm just being real. I'm not saying that even he, like I said, he may be right with his 55 million. Inside homes. I don't know, but how many of those were shipped in? If it's there, I this must be more. If it's 55 million um, next gen consoles inside homes, how many was shipped? Then that's all that I'm saying. Then this console race is a lot closer than what the fuck we think. Hold on one second. I'm sorry about that. No, like loud as hell. Like I said, if there are 55 million, and he said it's inside homes, then what the hell did Microsoft and Sony ship? I repeat that because it said according to EA estimation, there were approximately 55 million new gen consoles in people's home by the end of 2015. Hold on. All right, thank you. I'll be in a minute. So if he's saying this was the install base inside homes, then what? Like I said the other day, that 35.9 million that Sony announced, that's not PlayStation 4 number. That's not PlayStation 4 consoles in homes that are what's shipped to retail, what's sold to retail. You know, that's that. I mean, the reason, like I said, I told you, not saying I know the most. Like I never worked in a retail store, but I had my own little store before, and like I said, as a store, I used to buy the console. I had a little bullshit game store back in the day on Central Avenue. Those who know me know. What about Central and Third? We used to buy the consoles from the wholesaler and the games and shit. You know what I mean? From the wholesaler. Prime example. Back then, the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. So, just say the PlayStation 2 was $200. I used to play like 190, 187 for them. So they made like $13 of each system sold. That's why you see GameStop heavily promoting used games and used game sales and used consoles because they only get like $13 or $10 off each Jesus Christ, off each console sold. Same thing with games. Back then, games were $50. We would buy, say, I would buy Madden, I would buy wholesale. We get the Madden for like $44, $43. So I'm making $6 to $7 off each game that was sold. That's why you see them, trying to sell you to you. That's how they make their money. But listen, there may be 55 million next gen. I'm not, I'm not negating. I'm not saying that EA is off. So if they're 55, all I'm saying is if there's 55 million, if there are 55 million, 55 million, I'm sorry, consoles in homes, how many did Sony ship? How many did Microsoft ship in? If Sony's, I'm sorry, if Sony's came out and said that there are, they didn't say that there are 36 million PlayStation 4s inside homes. That's I mean, I'm sorry, 36 million. That's what's shipped to retail. I mean, and this is not no damage control video. This is the truth. So you know, what I mean, EA estimates it's probably accurate. I'm not negating. So if there's 55 million next gen consoles in homes, this console race is a lot closer than what we think. Then that's all that I'm saying. That's all. Because we don't. They all deal with ship numbers. Everyone. I mean, that's all that I'm saying. But both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are selling extremely well. It's the PlayStation 4 ahead. Yes, it is. But all I can get, like I said, look at over here in the States, and which is the biggest market. This I'm sorry, in December was Microsoft's biggest month ever as far as consoles being sold. I think they sold somewhere between like 1.3 million in December alone, and I think they lost by like 100,000, 150,000, something like that. Respectably, you know what I mean. But kudos to Microsoft and Sony, and whatever it is. Like I said, we got a lot of games. Well, Street Fighter comes out in 2 weeks or so. We got that coming. We got everybody's jumping up and down about the Division. We got Quantum Break. We got what else? Those of you that are big into the Uncharted, I'm not a big Uncharted fan. UFC, I see a lot of my friends playing the UFC demo. Yeah, but I'll be getting the UFC, I'll be getting the Uncharted, I'll be getting Street Fighter. I'll be live streaming, getting my ass. I like Street Fighter. I'm not the biggest Street Fighter dude. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat second dude. You know what I mean? But yeah. So, but anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. I will be putting out probably like 2 more videos a day. I'm having fun with it, man. We're gonna be live streaming later on too. It is what it is, man. Bang bang.